Welcome to the movement that's using literature and aesthetic from existing social movements to create a better future. Now what? Before we get any further into this video, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to user Meningal and Solarpunk Reddit community for compiling this. If you want to read the entirety of this compilation, I've included a link down below. My name is Lindsay Jane, and let's get into it. If you're uncertain on what Solarpunk is, a summary is that it's a collectivist movement that's about working for the common good with a foundation of sustainability and where we use technology and knowledge to care for all humans and work to restore and tend the ecosystems around us. Solarpunk means believing that we will have a better future if we fight for it, if we demand it. Getting into Solarpunk means that there's a few key concepts within our modern world that you'll need to understand. Conflicting concepts. Capitalism. This economic and political system is one in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit. Prices are dictated by supply and demand, and it is the prevailing economic system in most countries today. Capitalism conflicts with Solarpunk because it incentivizes individuals to extract more than they contribute, at the expense of other people and the planet. Additionally, profit motives lead to overproduction and planned obsolescence, which wastes resources. While transitions towards sustainability can occur within the present capitalist economy, it's largely considered incompatible in the long term with a society in which resources are consumed and replenished responsibly. This is because capitalism is a zero-sum system. Corporations and businesses underpaying workers, including outsourcing, is how shareholders and management can rake in such huge bonuses. If you want to learn more about how capitalism drives climate change, an article linked below by Jonathan T.Park is a great introduction. If you'd like to learn more about how capitalism drives social inequity, a brief interview with Angela Davis is also linked below, going into more detail about the connections. Ecofascism. Ecofascism blames climate change on overpopulation and asserts that population control is the best path to prevent further climate change. Ecofascism goes together with eugenics, which in turn is based in racism, ableism, and classism. If you believe that reducing the population is necessary, a group of people must be selected to have their population reduced, which is eugenics. There is no place for ecofascism in Solarpunk because there's no place for racism, ableism, or classism in Solarpunk. If you want to learn more about ecofascism and its history, the article by Black Geographers Foundation Francisca Rocky is a great starting point. Greenwashing. Greenwashing is a marketing strategy companies use to make customers think their product is more environmentally friendly than it is. This marketing tactic profits on people's desire to protect the environment without the company putting in the money and effort to make meaningful improvements. When you see something being marketed as green, make sure to investigate the details and think about what is not being said. If you'd like to learn more, this article by Lydia Noyes details what greenwashing is, why it's a problem, and how to identify it in products. Rather than products, check out sustainability accounting tools like sustainability scorecards. AnarchoPrimitivism. AnarchoPrimitivism is a movement towards anarchist, pre-industrial, and often pre-agricultural ways of living. Anarcho-primitivism asserts that social injustice was initiated or exacerbated by agriculture and later by industrialization. Anarcho-primitivism is the least controversial of these conflicting concepts, but often drives debates between those who embrace technology as a tool for solving social and environmental problems and those who embrace traditional or existing tools. Because of the variety in style and technological development found within Solarpunk, anarcho-primitivism represents an extreme end of a spectrum in which the dividing line is a frequent subject of friendly debate. Common critiques of the anarcho-primitivism center around misanthropy against humanity, romanticization of indigenous culture, and ableism. Additionally, Solarpunk is conceived as being high-tech where sensible, while AnarchoPrimitivism demands low-tech or no-tech. There may be some aesthetic overlap between the two, depending on your favorite flavor of solarpunk, but solarpunk is not primitivist. If you want to learn more about AnarchoPrimitivism, the Anarchist Library has an entry about its formation and modern implications. Get involved. Now, for the fun parts. If you want to know what you can do today to be more solarpunk, we're going to get into 4 different levels along with different things that apartment dwellers and homeowners can do. This section is based off a post from user Briarbun. The link to the original post will be down below. Level 1. Vote. Remind other people to vote. Always join an available union. Never cross a picket line. Do not support businesses that have striking employees. Carry a Sharpie to deface fascist propaganda you find. Stop buying fast fashion / buy secondhand. Research how your local area sorts recyclables. Challenge yourself to cut down your trash output. If your city doesn't have recycling or composting, write them about it. Donate goods to a thrift store instead of throwing them out. Check the wish lists of local nonprofits. For instance, animal rescues often need towels and blankets. See if there's a textile recycling facility. Alternatively, if it's made from 100% cotton, that part of the clothing can be composted. Wash your clothes last. It not only saves water, but also makes your clothes live longer. Many clothes can also be washed using cold water instead of warm water. Most clothes that require hot water can be adequately cleaned with warm water. Switch from cow's milk to non-dairy milk, but be wary of almond milk, it's bad for bees. Consider making your own plant-based milks. Research your local zoo, how they treat animals, and who they donate to. Consider getting a zoo membership. It's good self-care to walk around the zoo, and zoos always need the money. Botanical gardens are another good option. Switch to a more sustainable or compostable products where you can. Toothbrushes, cat litter, laundry detergent, etc. Avoid businesses if you can, like Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Chick-fil-A, Kellogg's, Nestle, etc. Consider trying an app like Boycott. Research your local land's indigenous people. Visit your favorite park / beach / roadway and pick up trash as you walk. See if your area has a fix-it fair or repair cafe, places where people skilled in repair volunteer their services for free and people bring in broken items. Visit your local farmers market. Check where your company sources products and suggest sustainable alternatives. Talk to your coworkers, neighbors, and family about solarpunk values and how we can work together. Leave room for ecological grieving. We are all stressed by simply living in this area. Feel those emotions and release them. Level 2. Get involved in guerrilla gardening. Look into repair skills like soldering, masonry patch-ups, mechanics, sewing, darning, etc. Then you can prioritize repairing items over replacing them. Get your friends involved, learn to do things together, or swap out / trade / barter skills. Work together. Phase out single-use items in your household, such as water bottles, straws, coffee cups, Ziplocs, saran wrap, etc. Consider cups or reusable pads for your menstrual cycle. Walk, bike, or take public transit when you can. Do you need more bus stops or bike lanes? Contact your local politicians. Compost. There are various ways to do this, either outdoors or even indoors. If you have no use for compost, donate it to your nearest community garden or gardeners. Level 3. Donate to Indigenous land defenders and support them in person when asked. Leave notes in the grocery store for calls to action, like boycotting Kellogg's. Try and organize a fix-it fair or repair cafe. Start small, or even just a sock darning party. See if your company can encourage walking / biking to work with things like adding bike lockers for security. Encourage your company to get free bus passes for employees. Consider and research companies like Loop or Imperfect Foods to reduce food and packaging waste. Consider and research specialty recycling companies like Ridwell. Switch from your bank to your local credit union. Look into your work's recycling and composting habits. Try to start a recycling program if there's none in place. Remember, there is also e-wasting recycling. Level 4. Get involved with your local politics, as little as just tuning into the Zoom meetings. Show up to meetings, bring your friends. What are the needs of your local community that are not being adequately addressed? It can be helpful to write to your local politicians and share with them solutions to these problems that have successfully worked elsewhere. Volunteer at a place in need, like a senior center or a soup kitchen. Write to companies you do love, praise them for what they do well, and ask them to do it even better. Apply to be a poll worker. Join a community garden if you don't have space of your own to grow. Contact a union organizer if your workspace doesn't have a union. Talk to your union about a green ban. Organize a strike. You and your coworkers are worth it. Join your local makerspace. Organize cyber activism. Start dumpster diving and curb picking if you haven't already. This can be combined nicely with wish lists from local nonprofits. For apartment dwellers, join your tenants' union. If you cannot find one, research making one. Send a professional email to your landlord about solar panels. Start a free thrift store in your laundry room. Make sure to clean it up regularly and throw out anything that's not worth taking home. Start a community board/borrow board for people to post things they want to borrow or other needs they have. Start a food drive in your laundry room with a big cardboard box. Put voting reminders in your mailbox wall for local, county, state, province, and federal elections with due dates. Compost. There are multiple indoor composting methods available. Consider setting up a laundry line on your balcony or a drying rack inside if you have the space. Check your dumpsters often, especially if you're in a nicer apartment complex. For homeowners, put up a bird feeder unless there's health issues, such as an outbreak of avian flu virus. Install solar panels. Look into how to do a passive solar retrofit. For cooler climates, consider passive solar radiant floor heating, turning down the thermostat in winter and up in summer, and using more fans instead of AC. Kilowatt meter will tell you how much electricity appliances are using. Look into local traditional architecture for your region. There may be pre-industrial era hints for how to keep homes comfortable. Compost. Plant trees strategically to cool the house in summer or to provide windbreaks in winter. Start a vegetable or native plant garden in any free space you have. Avoid planting invasive species. Place your grass lawn with clover or native grasses, depending on your climate location and what is native in your area. Start a free little library. Install a microplastic filter in your washing machine. Install energy/water efficient appliances, shower heads, toilets. Look into gray water system. Check your home's insulation. This can save a boatload of money and energy. Fiberglass loses R value over time, so closed cell spray foam may be worth the investment. Seal up cracks, leaks, and holes in the building's envelope. Replace all of the machines you own that burn fossil fuel with ones that don't. Cars, stoves, heaters, etc. Hang up a laundry line. Dryers use a huge amount of energy. Go to town meetings and advocate for good policy/zoning reform. Unfortunately, your voice holds more weight than renters. Make sure you use that power. There's a lot of ways to fight for a solarpunk future, and many ways to keep up hope when it often feels like there's nothing you can do. This is just a short guide into solarpunk. There's movies, literature, and games along with these political aspects. If you want to continue exploring and finding out more, I've linked to the Reddit and other resources down below. If you have any suggestions on videos like to see me make in the future, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you, as always, to my amazing Patreon supporters. Thank you for your patience, and I cannot thank you enough for your support. Until next time, this is Lindsay Jane.